Hello, everybody. I'm Lindsey Nelson with George County here on the campus at Clemson University for today's game between two of the top-ranked teams in the country, each of whom has lost only one game.
Yes, Lindsey, and emotions are running high. Head coach Charlie Pell of Clemson has his Tigers roaring. They've lost one, they've tied one, they've won 7. He took a team that won 3, lost 6, and tied 2 last year and has turned them about. They favor the passing game out of the eye. They have 2 outstanding runners in Warren Rochford and Lester Brown. Steve Fuller, their quarterback, 6'4", a junior. He can put the ball in the air, but only will do it when he needs to. On the other hand, Coach Dan Devine, Notre Dame's team won 6 in a row. They can remember their loss to Ole Miss. Their last visit down to the South, 20-13. They want to avenge that. I look for a tough defensive ball game.
It's going to sell out for months. We have a clear, cool day, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment.
What's more natural than...
On the field, and here comes the Clemson Tigers in their traditional entrance. They come by the Howard Stone, down the Clemson carpet, and on to Frank Howard Field. An emotional entrance of the Clemson Tigers for this game here this afternoon against the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Clemson won the toss. They have elected to receive, and so Dave Reeve will be kicking off for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Willie Underwood has gone deep, and he is back there with Willie Jordan. Jordan and Underwood are the deep men. Jordan number 5 and Underwood is number 20. Dave Reeve kicking off for Notre Dame, the first meeting ever of these two teams. Sellout crowd. It's been sold out for months. Here comes Dave Reeve. It's across the end line for a touchback. It'll be put in play first and then at the 20-yard line for the Clemson Tigers.
Good kickoff by Dave Reed. This is the first meeting of the Clemson Tigers and the Irish from Notre Dame. And Lindsey, the crowd here is just wild as the Tigers take their first possession of the ball.
An emotional day here at Clemson University for the toss of the coin. The entire squad of both teams went to the center of the field. Steve Fuller is the quarterback, Ken Calicut and Warren Ratchford are the running backs. Rick Weddington is the wingback. Quick pitch to the tailback, taken by Ratchford. And he's stopped for no gain at the 20-yard line. So it'll be second down and 10 yards to go at the 20.
That was Jeff Weston in there, starting at defensive right tackle. Mike Calhoun is still out with a bad back. Warren Rochford, the runner, number 2. He's their leading ground gainer, 524 yards for a 5.5 average.
Jerry Butler, the leading pass receiver with 35, is far to the right side. He's number 15. Fuller is the quarterback. Full pivot. Quick pitch taken by Ratchford. He's closed off. Ross Browner puts the pin on him at the 18 for a loss of 2. It'll be second down and 12 yards to go.
Let's look at the defense here. Good coverage. It's a reverse pivot there. Watch Ross Browner there. Watch his brother Jimmy Browner come up, number 33, slows him up. Ross Browner, the Outland Trophy winner last year, and All-American candidate this year, made the tackle.
It is third down and 12 yards to go. The ball is at the 18-yard line. Ocean across. That's Weddington. Fuller rolls and sets. Goes up the middle, and it's the first down. Jerry Butler with his 36th reception of the year. First and 10 for Clemson at their 33. Joe Resnick made the stop.
Steve Fuller only throws if he has to. He rolls to his left. Finds Butler his favorite target. Right in there, catches it high for the first down.
Coach Charlie Pell alternates his flankers. He's got Dwight Clark in there now. He alternates Rick Weddington and Dwight Clark. Clark has got 15 passes this year. It's taken by Ken Calicut. The fullback throws just across the 35 to the 36-yard line for 3. Second down and 7 yards to go. Ken Dyke on the tackle.
Calicut's a senior. He's averaging 3.9 yards. He missed last season because of academic reasons. He missed spring ball because of disciplinary action, but he is a power runner.
Clemson Tigers are 7-1-1. They won 7, lost 1. Their opener to Maryland. They tied one last week with North Carolina. Motion across from the flanker. Fuller for the pivot again, and puts it. It's complete. Taken by Anthony King. Anthony King is across to the 40-yard line of Notre Dame. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Watch Steve Fuller. He runs into his pulling guard there, but he throws, and it's complete to King. That's his 4th reception of the year. They don't throw to him often, but that one worked.
We move to further action with Clemson still in possession of the ball. Billy Lott is in the hole for Hovid O'Reilly, who's going to attempt a 54-yard field goal. He had one of 57 against Wake Forest. The 54 is wide left, and it'll be put in play first and 10 at the 20 for Notre Dame. Now we move to further action. In the first quarter, no score. Notre Dame has the ball first and 10 at the Clemson 44. This is Jerome Heaven. Got to the 41-yard line, and that was Ronnie Smith from Silva, North Carolina. Came in to make the stop.
This Clemson defense is very aggressive. They're not as heavy as the Notre Dame offense, but they have gang tackling. There are 4 or 5 Tigers there waiting for Heaven.
Second down. 7 yards to go for the Fighting Irish. Harry Urick is still in there at fullback today for Notre Dame. Waymer in motion across. Evans. He was popped as he started to cut at the 44. Mark Henneford from Lawrence, South Carolina made the stop.
That was Mark Henneford, defensive right end. Watch him come up and hit Evans. There's a good tackle. He goes through the blocker and makes a great tackle.
Spotted back at the 45-yard line where it's third down and 11 yards to go. Third and long for Notre Dame. 4 minutes, 45 seconds left in the first quarter, no score. Joe Montana. And it's completed at the 25-yard line. Chris Haynes pulled down over there at the 23-yard line.
Third and long, just a straight drop back pass. Chris Haynes, who is noted for going long, goes down, plants his foot, turns back, and he gets in front of Rex Barn.
We move to further action with Notre Dame still in possession of the ball. First and 10 at the 10 for Notre Dame. 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter, no score. Evans to the 5-yard line. Second and 5 at the 5.
That's good. Good blocking by McDaniels and Hughes. Once again, the pulling guard, Haransky, driving straight ahead for extra yardage to Jerome Heaven.
Second down and 5 yards to go for Notre Dame at the Clemson 5-yard line. They even up the running backs now. Evans, touchdown! Jerome Heaven for Notre Dame. So the Fighting Irish have scored first with 2 minutes, 57 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter. They took the ball on the exchange. They have driven downfield.
Let's watch this. Nothing but a power play. The pulling guard, good blocking up there by McDaniels and Zaya and Urick. And he spins and turns and in for the touchdown.
Conversion attempt coming now. Dave Reeve will attempt. Joe Restic is holding for him. Restic puts it down. Reeve puts it up. And it's good. So as they come back up the field, the score is Notre Dame 7 and Clemson nothing. Now we move to further action. 2 minutes, 3 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Notre Dame 7 and Clemson nothing. Clemson Memorial Stadium, the first meeting ever of these two teams.
Notre Dame defense has been tough against the rush all year. The opponents have only averaged 93.5 yards a game.
Fuller sets it up to throw. And it's complete. Taken by Weddington. Rick Weddington is up near midfield but fumbled. Notre Dame got the football at the 49-yard line. First and 10 for the Irish.
Let's look at it again. Jeff Butler. The favorite receiver there. Watch him get hit here. I think that was Restic. There's Jimmy Browner on the football. A recovery for Notre Dame.
We move to further action with Notre Dame still in possession of the ball. Second down and 4 yards to go. 6 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter. Notre Dame 7 and Clemson nothing. Urick, he's got the first and 10 all the way to the 15, all the way to the 12-yard line. Urick to the 12-yard line as time runs out in the period. So that's the end of the first quarter with the score. Notre Dame 7 and Clemson nothing.
The best of Notre Dame football from the 1970s will return after these messages.
Next week, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame will be back at home for their final home game of the season against the Falcons of the United States Air Force Academy. You can see the replay on most of these same stations. Fumble, Montana recovers. Joe Montana recovered his own fumble, and Notre Dame retains possession at the 15-yard line with a loss of 3, which will make it 2nd and 13.
That was a bad exchange, and watch the quick thinking of Joe Montana. He drops the ball and really goes after it there. Recovers his own fumble.
We move to further action with Notre Dame still in possession of the ball. And on 4th down, Notre Dame will attempt a 32-yard field goal. Dave Reeve with Joe Resnick holding. Resnick puts it down. Reeve with the 32-yarder, no good. Wide, it'll be put in play first and then at the 20-yard line. Brooks was putting on the pressure. And the score remains Notre Dame 7, Clemson nothing. Fuller has the ball now. Runs the option play and a late pitch. Taken finally by Lester Brown. Lester Brown stepped out of bounds at the 31-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Clemson Tigers. They held the ball at their own 31-yard line.
Clemson likes to get to the outside, and they alternate Warren Rochford, who's a speedster, and Lester Brown. He's 6 feet, 178, a sophomore. He's averaged 4.0 yards a carry.
First down and 10 yards to go for the orange-clad Clemson Tigers. Fuller's throwing, and it's complete at the 45-yard line. Jerry Butler's at the 48. Another 1st and 10 for Clemson. Strider made the stop.
Steve Fuller, the junior quarterback, making a running play, and he is on target with his favorite receiver, Jerry Butler. Fuller, a junior quarterback, 6'4", 195 pounds.
We move to further action with Clemson still in possession of the ball. The Clemson Tigers have it 1st and goal at the Notre Dame 7-yard line. Notre Dame is leading 7-0. We have 11 minutes, 13 seconds left in the first half. Fuller's got the ball. Quick pitch to Brown, and he goes out of bounds at the flag, a foot away from a touchdown.
But there's a flag on the play, and I believe it was a forward lateral. The flag went down. You can see it right there, and definitely a forward lateral.
We are using a split crew of officials from the Atlantic Coast Conference and the Big Ten here this afternoon. So the officials go into conclave.
That's where speed sometime in the backfield gets an offense in trouble. The tailback was too fast for the quarterback. He got ahead of the quarterback. There's a signal. Forward lateral. Let's take a look on ground action. You're looking at it from the defensive angle. There you see Fuller come out. There you can see it. It's definitely forward. He has to reach for it in front of him.
And so the penalty will be marked off here. Clemson, of course, still in possession. Will have the ball back there just inside the 12-yard line.
Steve Fuller, the quarterback, number 4, is quite a leader. He broke his wrist, missed one play in the Duke game, Lindsay. Came out, came back in, wore a cast for several weeks. He still has bandaged on his left wrist, but he is tough and he is a leader, and he can also run with the football.
Penalty there is down in distance, so it's 2nd down and goal to go at the 12-yard line. Clemson trailing by 7 here in the 2nd quarter of the ball game before a packed house. Butler goes to the left side. Brown and Calicut are in the I formation for Steve Fuller. Fuller has the ball. Throwing to Brown, incomplete. Clemson has the ball, 3rd down, goal to go. They have it at the Notre Dame 12-yard line. Notre Dame is leading by a score of 7-0 in the 2nd quarter. Fuller has the ball. Fuller still has the ball, and he is being dropped. Doug Becker got to him. So it'll bring up a 4th down. Ball is at the 13-yard line.
He wants to throw the ball. He rose to his left. The flanker comes across, and Dwight Clark is down there. He's being covered by Joe Resnick, and he has to run with the ball, and that's Doug Becker, and cleaned up by Bob Golick and Willie Fry.
We'll have a field goal attempt now by Ariri from Nigeria, and this will be a 30-yard attempt with lot holding. Make it a 29-yarder, and it is up and it's good. 29-yard field goal is good by Obed Ariri, and the score is Notre Dame 7, Clemson 3. Obed Ariri will kick off for Clemson. He is the Nigerian sidewinder recruited for the soccer team, and Urick is dropped back with Browner to receive the kickoff for Notre Dame. Jim Browner moves up. Browner at the 3. Picks it up at the 1. Browner's back to the 5, to the 10, to the 12-yard line. So Notre Dame will start deep in their own territory.
Let's look at Jimmy Browner. He misjudges the ball. It hits off the shoulder pad. The ball is out. He has to run it out. There he's hit by number 49, Eddie Gaithers.
We move to further action in the same series of plays. On 4th down, Restic is deep in his own end zone to punt. Jordan is dropped back to field it for Clemson. Notre Dame is leading 7-3, 8.5 minutes left to play in the half. Restic puts it up. Hits it to 34, bounds across to the 39. Jordan is knocked out of bounds on the return at the 34. Clemson 1st and 10, Notre Dame 34-yard line. We move to further action with Clemson still in possession of the ball. Ball is spotted at the 21-yard line. Second down and 7 yards to go. Fuller throwing, and it is complete. At the 10-yard line, Jerry Butler. Another first down for Clemson at the Notre Dame 10. Ted Bergmeier on the corner defensively.
Butler's not big. 6'1", 179, a junior, but he runs good patterns. Bergmeier has to respect his speed. The ball's on target. A good tackle.
It is first down and 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 10-yard line. 6 minutes, 13 seconds left to play in the half. Notre Dame is leading 7-3, but the Clemson Tigers are driving. Brown is the tailback. Calicut is the fullback. Fuller is the quarterback. Calicut. Beg your pardon. It's Kelp. Taken in there by Fuller. Fuller kept it and took it in for the touchdown. Faked the ball to Calicut, and Fuller kept it for the touchdown.
Watch Fuller, the 6'4" quarterback. There's the fake to Calicut. Good block on Golick. Becker looks to the man to the outside, and in for a touchdown, the quarterback Fuller.
Clemson Tigers have taken the lead. The extra point attempt coming now. Obed Ariri puts it up, and it's good. And the score is Clemson 10, Notre Dame 7. In the next series of plays, Notre Dame was unable to move the ball, so they punted to Clemson. The Tigers have the ball first and 10 at the 40. Ratchford is back in there at tailback. Whittington in motion across. There's a pitch. Ratchford on the 40, 45, and out of bounds at the 47-yard line. A gain of 7 will make it 2nd and 3. Joe Restic ran him out of bounds. Clemson Tigers on the move once again. We have 4 minutes, 21 seconds left to play in the half. Clemson is leading by a score of 10-7. Jerry Butler goes far to the left side. Calicut's the fullback. Ratchford is the tailback for Steve Fuller. Goes to Calicut. He got the first and 10 across the Notre Dame territory at the 49. Ken Calicut, 6'1", 192-pounder from Chester, South Carolina.
That's what Charlie Pell, the head coach of Clemson, has done to this team, taking a team that won 3, lost 6, and tied 2 last year. He told this team in spring ball, believe in yourself, believe in your teammates, and you'll have a good year, and they're doing just that.
First down and 10 yards to go. Fuller rolls and sets and throws. Diving catch by Jerry Butler. His favorite pass receiver, Butler, number 15 at the 41-yard line for 8. Second down and 2 yards to go for the Clemson Tigers. They move again into Notre Dame territory.
Let's watch Butler. He's having a field day out there against Bergmeier. Bergmeier got to respect his speed, but he's always coming back to the ball and makes a diving catch.
We move to further action in the same series of plays. Double tight end alignment. Steve Durham is in there along with Anthony King now for Clemson. First and 10 for the Tigers inside the 15-yard line of Notre Dame. 1 minute, 5 seconds left to play in the half. Fuller to Calicut. Calicut dives to the 10-yard line. With 55 seconds left to play in the first half, it's Clemson 10, Notre Dame 7. Clemson has the ball second down and 6 yards to go at the Notre Dame 10-yard line. Quarterback Steve Fuller brings them up. He's got Ratchford as the tailback and Calicut is his fullback. Fuller on the option. He is pulled down and pulled down hard by Ross Browner for a loss on the play back to the 12-yard line.
Steve Fuller has scored Clemson's only touchdown. He scored 6 so far this season. Watch Browner break through the blockers there. He's not going to let that quarterback run free.
Third down and 8 yards to go. Clemson at the Notre Dame 12. Ratchford and Calicut in the I formation for Fuller. Fuller sets up and gets it off, and it's intercepted. Joe Resnick has it at the 4-yard line. 22 seconds left in the half. First and 10, Notre Dame at their own 4.
And that was Ross Browner that broke through there and hit Fuller. Let's watch him. When he gets mad, nobody's going to stop him. There he goes right by the blocker, number 71. That's Joe Bostic.
So with seconds remaining in the half, and Clemson leading 10-7. Notre Dame has the ball. They have it at their own 4-yard line. David Mitchell's the fullback. Jerome Evans the tailback. Joe Montana. Mitchell's got it. He bursts out to the 8-yard line before Brown brings him down. Again, a 4 on the play will make it second down and 6 yards to go. Clock is running with 10 seconds remaining, and perhaps that will have been the last play in the first half. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that is done. That's the end of the first half with the score. Clemson 10, Notre Dame 7.
Notre Dame football will continue after these messages.
We'll be back with the second half kickoff in just a moment. Leading by a score of 10-7. Obed-Ariri will kick off for Clemson. Notre Dame has Urick deep along with Steve Schmitz. Sails across the end line. Touchback. First and 10 for Notre Dame at the Notre Dame 20-yard line.
Just about a 2-step kick. Obed-Ariri, a sophomore from Nigeria. He's 5'9", 157, but boy, he packs a boot in that right foot, doesn't he, Lindsey?
Notre Dame was unable to sustain a drive, so they punted to Clemson.
Clemson leads in the ball game 10-7 as they get their hands on the ball for the first time in the second half. They raced on the ground for 89 yards on 27 carries. They were 9 for 12 in the passing game for 124 yards for a total of 213 yards in offense and 15 first downs.
Steve Fuller quarterbacking. Runs the option play. Quick pitch taken by Ratchford. Knocked out of bounds after a gain of 2 at the 46. So here's second down and 8 yards to go. Bergmeyer on the stop on that corner. Minutes, 10 seconds remaining to be played in the third quarter. Ratchford is the tailback and Calicut is the fullback for Steve Fuller. Dwight Clark is the flanker. Fuller throws and it is incomplete to Clark. Luther Bradley covering. It's going to be third down and 8 at the 46-yard line.
There's Jerry Butler. He was the star of the first half. He caught 4. There he's being doubled by Luther Bradley and Joe Resnick. The ball is just tipped there, and in the first half, catching 4, he was single covered.
Third down and 8 yards to go. Clemson has the ball at the Notre Dame 46-yard line. Steve Fuller has been effective today in the air. Fuller rolling now and throws back, complete to Ratchford. On the sideline to the 20-15 to the 10-yard line. Ratchford took it to the Notre Dame 10-yard line, where it is 1st and 10 for the Clemson Tigers.
Warren Rochford, watch him. He's in the tail of the eye. He goes right up the center of the line. They're not expecting him to be a receiver. He works out to his left. He's got great speed. Where he's chased by Becker. The official gets in the way of Resnick, but he makes a tackle.
So the Clemson Tigers threaten once again. They held the ball just outside the 10-yard line. Calicut and Ratchford are in the I formation for the Tigers. Calicut driving to the 6-yard line. Picks up 4 on the play. 2nd down. 2nd and 6 at the 6, and they're going to run a double tight end alignment. This telecast is presented by authority of the C.D. Chesley Company. Any use of this program without written consent is prohibited. The announcers on this program have been approved and contracted for by the C.D. Chesley Company.
Calicut has carried in the first half for 9 times for 37 yards, but they've been using ball control, particularly in the second quarter.
Fuller waits for the snap. Calicut inside to the 3-yard line. Well, it'll be 3rd down and 3 at the 3.
Let's watch it. There you see the guard pulling, number 53. That's Steve Kenny. He runs in behind him. Although he only weighs 190 pounds, he's powerful.
With 12 and a half minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter, Clemson has the ball 3rd and 3 at the Notre Dame 3-yard line. Clemson is leading 10-7. Brown is in there now at tailback. Calicut is the fullback. Butler has the football. Drive to the 2-yard line, where it'll be 4th down. Just inside the 2-yard line, perhaps nearer the 1 when they get him unstacked.
Let's watch Fuller. He scored once today, 5 times this year. He likes to hang onto the ball. He's 6'4", 195 pounds. There he's getting tackled by Golick.
4th down, a yard away from the goal line, and there is Marvin Sims in there now. Marvin Sims, number 31. He is a 223-pound back. He is the fullback. Brown is the tailback. 4th down and a yard away from the goal line. Here's the pitch, taken by Brown. And that's the flag. He got in for the touchdown. Touchdown. Taken in there by Lester Brown.
Yelling at the official that he blocked his attempt for the tackle, which he did. Let's watch it. Fuller, a good runner. There he pitches off to Lester Brown, and watch the official get in the way of Burkmeyer right there. Good block by the official, and Brown goes in for the touchdown.
Conversion attempt coming now. It is Obed Ariri. Lott puts it down, Ariri puts it up, and it's good. And the score is Clemson 17 and Notre Dame 7. Now we move to further action. It is a 3rd down play coming now for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Clemson is leading by a score of 17-7. 10 minutes, 56 seconds after play in the 3rd quarter. Slot formation for Notre Dame. Montana. Scrambles out. Only his hand touched, and now he throws back, and it's complete. And a fumble, and Clemson has recovered. On the football for Clemson, it's Randy Scott. Randy Scott.
Let's watch this. 3rd and long. Montana throwing. He finds Chris Haynes after almost being tackled by Rich Tootin. There he finds Haynes. There's some good hitting there by the Clemson Tigers.
1st and 10, they have it at their own 44-yard line. A diving catch. A diving catch by Butler. Just at the 50-yard line. Again, a 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for Clemson.
Let's look. Butler, he's been all over that field, the right side, the left side. Watch this. Right down there.
We move to further action in the same series of plays. First and 10 for the Tigers. They held the ball at the Notre Dame 33-yard line. Calicut. Fumble! Notre Dame recovers at the 31-yard line. That's Becker on the ball. Doug Becker recovered the fumble for Notre Dame. In the next series of plays, Notre Dame was unable to move the ball, so they punted to Clemson. Jerry Butler's back in the ball game. He's in a wide left. Steve Fuller still quarterbacking the Tigers. Fuller with the ball at the 44-yard line. He picked up 2. It'll be second down and 8 yards to go. Tiger paws are everywhere, even on the bridge of the nose. So far, it's been a happy day for Clemson Tiger fans here at Clemson Memorial Stadium.
And this has been a tough place for visiting teams the last 36 seasons. Clemson has won 99, lost 49, and tied 3.
Second down play coming. Fuller rolling and looking and throwing and complete. It is taken by Anthony King, the tight end, at the 43-yard line of Notre Dame.
Let's watch this rollout. Clemson, up until this game, only 3 passes to Anthony King. They're throwing under the protection, under the deep protection, and to men they haven't thrown to all year.
We move to further action in the same series of plays. Dan Devine out there on the edge of the field. It's been stepped off as a first and 10 for Clemson at the Notre Dame 13. We have 5 minutes, 21 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Clemson is leading 17-7 and threatening again here. First and 10 at the Notre Dame 13-yard line. Motion across for the Clemson Tigers. Calicut is stopped at the 15-yard line, and ball got away, and Notre Dame has recovered. Calhoun's on the ball. Mike Calhoun.
Let's watch the job they do on Fuller here. There you see it right there. There's Ross Browner. Calhoun falling on the ball.
We move to further action with Notre Dame still in possession of the ball. Notre Dame has the ball first and 10 to Clemson 35. Montana to Ferguson, and Ferguson with a penalty marker thrown is at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and out of bounds, but there's a penalty marker. He went out of bounds at the 4. Rex Barn ran him out, but what is the penalty?
Well, Lindsay, I think it was the offensive right end.
Dan
81.
Dan Devine has picked up the marker. Dan Devine, the head coach of Notre Dame, walked out and picked up the penalty marker.
It was Ken McAfee trying to get up off the line to block. I hope we can see it again.
Penalty is against Notre Dame, 5 yards.
Let's watch in the top of the frame. Watch the movement. There you see it. Right there. Ken McAfee going offside.
We have 2 minutes, 50 seconds left to play in the third quarter, and it is Clemson 17, Notre Dame 7. First and 15 for the Irish at the Clemson 40-yard line. Motion across. That's Waymer. Vegas Ferguson. Still this time at the 37 by Jonathan Brooks. Gain of 3 yards and make it second down and 12. Vegas Ferguson, the tailback in there just now. Billman brought in the play. Evans is playing fullback in this alignment. Billman in motion. Vegas Ferguson. Vegas Ferguson. Penalty markers thrown at the 25-yard line. At the 25, a penalty marker.
I believe that'll be a clip.
Dan Devine being restrained on the sidelines. It is a clipping penalty, I believe, against Notre Dame.
I believe it's against Chris Haynes, 82. Let's look. Watch Ferguson cut up here. We'll see if we can see the clip. There it is right there. There's your clip.
Penalty mark has been thrown now, a further penalty. against head coach Dan Devine of Notre Dame. The clipping penalty moved the ball to the 41-yard line, and now an additional 15 yards is inflicted against head coach Dan Devine of Notre Dame. Puts the ball back at the 44. That is a non-contact foul, unsportsmanlike conduct. We move to further action with Notre Dame still in possession of the ball. Next week, Notre Dame and the Air Force back in South Bend, Indiana. You'll see it on these same stations. 4th down, 2 yards to go. Urich is the fullback. Vegas Ferguson is the halfback. 4th and 2, Notre Dame at the Clemson 27-yard line. Big play in the ball game coming here. Clemson leading 17-7 late in the third quarter. Less than a minute remaining to play in the period. Vegas Ferguson. Now Montana throwing, and it is complete to McAfee. McAfee to the 10-yard line. First down and goal to go Notre Dame. Bubba Rollins brought him down.
Notre Dame in a double tight end situation. Montana fakes to his back. McAfee coming over from his right end position in a crossing pattern. A clear catch out in the open. And the big tight end went for extra yardage.
We move to further action in the same series of plays. 2nd down and 6 yards to go at the 6-yard line. Vegas Ferguson hurdles his way up to the 1-yard line where it'll be 3rd down.
Let's watch these moves. This is an outstanding back. There's the pulling of the guard. He must go 4 feet in the air. Watch him. He knows he's going to get tackled, and he kind of jumps and leaps at the same time. He's helped by the tackler. Comes down on about the 1.5 to the 1-yard line.
And now time has run out in the third quarter. That's the end of the third quarter here at Clemson Memorial Stadium with the score Clemson 17, Notre Dame 7.
Notre Dame football will continue after these messages.
Fourth quarter, Lindsey Nelson with George Connor at Clemson. It is 3rd down, a yard to go. Urich is in there at fullback, and Evans has moved to the halfback now. Notre Dame trying to get on the scoreboard here on the first play of the fourth quarter. Clemson is leading 17-7. Montana is the Notre Dame quarterback. Quarterback sneak and touchdown. Touchdown, Notre Dame, Joe Montana.
Let's watch Dave Huff in the center. There's Ernie Hughes. Right behind him in for the score.
So Notre Dame has now narrowed the gap to 4 points. They have a conversion attempt coming, and Dave Reeve will attempt it. Resnick will hold for him, kicking with the wind at his back on the conversion attempt here. Resnick puts it down, Reeve puts it up, and it's good. And so the score is Clemson 17, Notre Dame 14. Now we move to further action. 2nd down and 8 yards to go for the Clemson Tigers. They have the ball at their own 47-yard line. 9 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in the game. Clemson's leading 17-14. Fuller has the ball. Carries to the 50-yard line and fumbled, and Notre Dame has recovered. Notre Dame has the ball at the 50-yard line.
And it looks like Heimkreider and Mike Calhoun. I believe it was Calhoun. That's his 2nd fumble recovery of the day.
Calhoun was on the football, and Notre Dame has the ball squarely on the 50. 9 minutes, 24 seconds left to play. Montana, the quarterback. And there's Stone throwing long, and it is incomplete. Stone throwing the halfback pass intended for Waymer. Roy Epps covering. Stone is a freshman from Seattle, and here comes Vegas Ferguson in to replace him.
Yes, he is, and like a freshman, he didn't take his run out to the sidelines as far as he should to get set, and the receiver got too far, didn't get downfield far enough, and it was overthrown.
2nd down and 10 yards to go. Montana, screen pass left. Vegas Ferguson to the 35, inside the 30. Vegas Ferguson to the 20, 15, and he's out of bounds. Vegas Ferguson knocked out of bounds by Rollins and Jordan. as he got over there inside the 15-yard line.
Let's watch this screen pass set up. The object of the lineman is to make it look like a pass. Watch Ferguson break to the outside. There's a good block by Foley. Gets away from one tackler. That's Bubba Rollins coming up there. Right there. 17 knocks him out of bounds.
We move to further action with Notre Dame still in possession of the ball. 8 minutes, 28 seconds left to play in the game. Clemson 17, Notre Dame 14. Evans is the halfback. Urich is the fullback. Evans, struggling just outside the goal line. Inches away from the goal line. Mark Henneford brought him down. Second down and goal to go inches away.
Let's watch good running by Jerome Evans. Watch him spin and turn when he knows he's going to be tackled there. Gets away from a couple of blockers and almost gets in for the touchdown.
Double tight end alignment. Kevin Hart is in the ball game. Quarterback sneak, and Montana, did he get in? No sign. No sign. No sign as he struggled. Apparently did not get in. Montana tried the quarterback sneak and apparently did not get in. Third down.
Let's look. He wedges out behind the center. Pretty close call. He wants to put it over, but his momentum was stopped.
Still just about an inch away from the goal line. About an inch away from the goal line. Third down play. Montana, penalty marker, touchdown. Touchdown, but a penalty marker. A linesman's flag. It was a linesman's flag. If it is against Notre Dame, it'll nullify the touchdown. Offside against Clemson, declined. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
Let's see if we can see the infraction. There comes the linebacker up there. There he is. He's over the ball. Number 47. That would be Bubba Brown.
A conversion attempt coming now. Resting is in to hold it for Dave Reed. The kick, if good, importantly, will put Notre Dame 4 points ahead with 7 minutes, 11 seconds left to play in the game. Restic will hold. Reed will kick for the wind at his back. Reeves boot, and it's good. There's a break in the action here at Clemson Memorial Stadium with the score. Notre Dame 21, Clemson 17. Now we move to further action. Dan Devine, head coach of the Fighting Irish, along the sideline. We have 30 seconds left to play. A third down play coming again. Montana hits the deck. Back to the 48. Simply running out the clock here. And it is running with 22 seconds. And this time, Clemson cannot stop it. The Clemson Tigers are out of timeouts. They cannot stop the clock. Notre Dame need not come out of the huddle. This ball game will end as soon as the time runs out and we're down to 9 seconds. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the ball game is over. Notre Dame has defeated Clemson. Notre Dame has won 8. They have lost 1. Clemson is 7-2-1 before a house full of pole scouts. Lindsey Nelson with George Conner. Final score, Notre Dame 21, Clemson 17.